It'll be Evan Cole and Johnny McCants to tip it up from Eastwood High School in El Paso. Our official, Larry Spalding, will put the ball in the air. And the Wolverines control the opening tip here in El Paso, Texas. So glad you joined us here tonight. A steal for Donnie Tillman out of the gate. He attacks the rim, and Donnie Tillman lays it in.
Well, maybe that's the good Friday night start you were talking about.
Chris Jan searching for consistency. And there's a good defensive stand to start for NM State.
Well, 2 stops in a row for the Aggies.
My mix is awful. The crowd noise is through the roof, and I can't barely hear myself. NM State has been playing very well on Saturdays, really struggling this year on Fridays, though. They lost last Friday in Seattle, won last Saturday. Good rebounding effort. They've bounced back well in every single conference series so far. Here's Evan Gilliard in the paint. Kicks it outside to Johnny McCants. A little too strong on his 3. Follows the miss, though. Good save for McCants. And the Aggies able to reset with Tillman. He'll attack. Donnie Tillman hammers it home.
Wow. And a quick timeout by Utah Valley.
Well, Donnie Tillman, Russ, didn't play much last Saturday, had foul issues, did not score, and he's off to quite the start here today.
He's certainly come to play so far. When he's in attack mode, he's really difficult to stop because he's so crafty and wise around the basket, and he's got those big, thick shoulders.
4-0 Aggies. Donnie Tillman has all 4 for NM State, 2 of 3 shooting so far. Wolverines haven't even attempted a field goal yet in the first minute of this game. Well, at some point, we'll see this Utah Valley offense. They average 78 points per game. They're allowing 77 per game this season. They shoot 50% from the field. They don't shoot a lot of threes, but very athletic and very good in the paint. And they have a really good point guard in Blaze Neild. Neild kicks it outside for J.J. Overton.
Well, just great pressure by Evan Gilliard out top.
And we get some contact away from the ball down low. That's a good battle with Fardaw's Amac. Amac, arguably the top big man this year in the conference.
Did they call that on Tillman there, Adam? I couldn't tell who they called that on.
They called it on Johnny McCants. It seemed like it was Tillman, though. Huh. My mix is awful. All I can hear is crowd noise. Barely hear myself. Amac backing down Donnie Tillman. Stripped away. Good hands there for Johnny McCants. Lead pass to McCants. He'll take it to the rim, and he scoops it home.
Well, this could be the Aggie strategy here, Adam, is to try to make Amdak run the floor. He's 15 rebounds, hit 25 rebounds last game. It's an astounding amount.
Foul away from the ball called on the Aggies. Well away from the ball out in the arc. It's Archibald Rice, his first. And it's our number 2 on the Aggies. Aggies all over the place defensively so far. A 3 for Evan Cole, misses short. Rebound for the Aggies and Evan Gilliard. Here's Clayton Henry, defended by Trey Woodbury. Donnie Tillman defended by Amac. He'll take Amac to the rim. Can't finish. Amac grabs the miss. He averages 15.5 rebounds per game, which is first in the country, Russ.
Yeah, and I thought Tillman might have got fouled there, but it's tough when the guy's 4 inches bigger than you.
And there's that Aggie defense again, forcing another turnover. Already 4 turnovers on Utah Valley.
Well, and this is where Amdek's a little bit vulnerable. Occasionally he'll turn the ball over, probably because he's facing a lot of double teams and swarming defenses. (6-0) Aggies here in the first 2:15 of the game.
Big men have played well so far, Donnie Tillman and Johnny McCants. And I think Fardaz Amack is bleeding, so the officials blow their whistle, and he will get tended to by the training staff for UVU near his bench. Bloody nose, it looks like, for Amack. If they could shut off the crowd noise in my ear and just turn me up, that would help. I cannot hear myself right now at all, and it's just...
Well, you can see, though, he's long-armed with big hands. You can see where he'd be a heck of a rebounder.
Transfer for Mercer. He played a good amount, Russ, at Mercer, but didn't score much, didn't rebound much. It's kind of an enigma why he didn't play well at Mercer, but has played so well here.
It's hard to figure. It's not like he transferred from Duke, you know. It's hard to figure, but we've talked about this all the time with Will McNair. It takes big guys a little bit longer to develop.
Evan Gilliard to the rim, back outside for Rice. Gilliard defended by Blaze Neal. Ball screen from Will McNair. A step back long two for Rice, and he buries it.
And this is evidently part of the strategy, too. They're going to make Amdak work. Like, he had to come 22 feet from the basket there to challenge Jabari Rice.
Here is Fardaz Amack. He goes backdoor to an athletic J.J. Overton. He's a highlight reel waiting to happen. And that's the first deuce for Utah Valley.
And he's the lone senior on this team. It's amazing what Mark Madsen has done in just his 2 years.
Couple of ball screens for Gilliard. Flaring out is Clayton Henry. He misses wide right. Overton saves it, but they say he stepped out of bounds. And it's going to be Aggie ball. That was the recent deuce for Jabari Rice. Jabari's averaging 14 points per game for this season, which leads the Aggies in scoring. He swings it to Henry. Right back to Jabari Rice. Under 10 to shoot for the Aggies. Tillman a step back long two. That was contested. And Amack pulls in the rebound, his second rebound tonight.
We'll be keeping track of those. It might be hard to keep track of.
There's the Georgia Tech transfer, Evan Cole, who floats it in with the right hand, his first deuce.
Yeah, the Atlanta native, he's gone a long way for his graduate transfer year.
McNair rolled, he couldn't quite catch it. It was near his shoe tops there,
Yeah,
Ross.
there wasn't a great, usually Evan Gilliard is usually a spot-on, very precise passer, but that was a little bit ill-advised.
Just the first Aggie turnover, 4 turnovers so far on Utah Valley, though. Aggies only commit 12 per game. C.J. Roberts, his first action today after only playing 4 minutes last Saturday at Seattle. Aggies are hoping for improved production from Roberts tonight and tomorrow. Neal floats it outside for Woodbury, and it's tapped out of bounds by Henry. That will take us to break. NM State ahead 8-4. 4 minutes in here in El Paso. We're back with you here in El Paso at Eastwood High School. It's NM State and Utah Valley tonight. 4 minutes in. Aggies ahead by 4. 4 of 8 so far for the field. Utah Valley 2 of 3. An aggressive start, an energized start here tonight, Russ, which is what Chris Jans was hoping for.
Well, that's right. I think the Aggies got the message that they've got to come out of the starting blocks, you know, at full speed. Especially the Aggies have pretty good depth as they have, and Chris Jans has never been afraid to use his bench. But boy, they've come out with a new intensity tonight that we haven't seen up to this point.
Donnie Tillman with 4 points, 2 for Jabari Rice, 2 for Johnny McCants, and then 2 each for Cole and Overton for Utah Valley. This is a huge weekend for the Aggies as they try to improve their place in the standings in the WAC. Right now, the Aggies currently in 6th place at 2-4, while Utah Valley is in 3rd place at 5-2, right behind Grand Canyon and UTRGV.
Yep. And this will be a good matchup, Clayton Henry and Trey Woodbury, but I'll be especially interested. We've got big Will McNair, big Philly himself, guarding Amdak, and we'll see how he does here. This will be a big test for McNair tonight.
We felt like this would be a night where McNair could play a lot because of Fardaz Amack.
Well, he just got beat to that one.
An offensive rebound for Amac. He misses the putback. The Aggies can't quite grab it as Donnie Tillman was trying to get a stranglehold on it. And it bounces out of bounds to Utah Valley.
Yeah, but I think that's right, Adam. It's occasionally there's a team with just too much quickness for Will McNair to play a lot of minutes, but tonight might be a good night for him.
Lob for Evan Cole. A good pass as well by Amac.
Little back screen, but did he hang on the rim too long? Is that what the call is?
Well,
oh, he hit the ball.
Yeah, hit the ball and might have said something to Donnie Tillman. So a highlight reel dunk for Evan Cole, and then he's teed up by the official Larry Spalding. So that's costly after a huge play for Utah Valley.
And a nice pass. I don't know, it looked like Donnie Tillman and C.J. Roberts got mixed up. There was a back screen there, and somehow Donnie Tillman got hung up on it.
Evan Gilliard, a 76% career free throw shooter, was 0 for 2 last Saturday. And he gets 1 out of 2. Well, that's tough for Mark Madsen in Utah Valley. You get a great play, and then you give up a point on the other end because of the technical.
No, we couldn't hear if there was something said, but you're not allowed to hit the ball out of the net. It slows the game down. Even when you do a dramatic dunk like like Evan Cole just threw down.
Tim Fuller will check in for Utah Valley, and now they're going to review it. And we'll see what they find out in the review. And Mark Madsen and Evan Cole having some words exchanged on the Utah Valley bench. Tensions are high right now. I know Mark Madsen doesn't want this. No coach wants this right here. And he probably told Evan Cole that, and Evan Cole did not like hearing that, I guess.
When the coach whose nickname was Mad Dog has to calm down your guy, Madsen had a great reputation in the NBA as a winner and a tough guy and a smart coach. You remember a few years ago when Dick Hunsaker retired, we thought, well, Utah Valley will never recover, but they did pretty well under Mark Pope, and they seem to be headed in the right direction now with Mark Madsen.
Madsen in his second season at Utah Valley. Two-time NBA champ. 9-year NBA vet with the Lakers and the Timberwolves, and he was quite the player in college as well at Stanford.
That's right. And also on the Utah Valley bench is Ronnie Price, who played for Dick Hunsaker, of course, years ago, but played 13 years in the NBA at about 6'2". You've got to be a heck of a good player to play 13 years in the NBA at that size.
So after all that, we're back to action as Evan Gilliard brings the Aggies out of the backcourt. It's Gilliard, Roberts, Tillman, McNair, and Henry. Here's Clayton Henry from the wing. He gets a ball screen from McNair, who picks and pops. He hit a 3 2 Saturdays ago in this building. Tillman backing down Fuller. Donnie Tillman going to work, and he travels with it. Turnover number 2 on NM State.
Well, Fuller smartly kept his feet there.
Wilfred Lakai comes in for the first time tonight. Started last Friday off the bench last Saturday. He's only averaged 3 points per game in the previous 4 after getting off to a good start this year. J.J. Overton, top scorer this year for Utah Valley, and one for the left-hander Overton. Good aggressive move to the rim.
Well, C.J. Roberts has terrific quickness. You wouldn't normally see him get beat by that like that, but Overton sort of took his time and 3 or 4 dribbles and took it right at the basket.
Overton only a 63% free throw shooter, and he completes the three-point play. A number of scorers this year for Utah Valley. 3 players averaging at least 16 points per game, led by Overton, who averages 17. Picking a pop for Lakai. He'll trigger a three over Fuller, and Wilfred Lakai nails his 15th three this year.
Well, I expect big things out of Wilfred Lakai before he's done. He's just got a great basketball body. He's long-armed. He's got a nice touch.
And he's had his moments this year.
Yes. And as we keep talking about it, sometimes it takes big guys an extra year to develop.
Overton, a pull-up jumper. Good defense there for Gilliard, and Overton hits it anyway. J.J. Overton now has 7 to pace Utah Valley. McNair calling for it. He'll post up on Amack. McNair with the right-handed hook, and that's a foul on Fardall's Amack. And if the Aggies can find a way to get him in foul trouble, that would be huge tonight.
Yes, good composure by Will McNair. Sort of took his time. I think his bread and butter is that jump hook over his left shoulder, shooting with the right hand over his left shoulder.
First one is way off for McNair. The city of Las Cruces is committed to help get Doña Ana County from red to green in the Department of Health's Red to Green framework. Let's help our businesses, nonprofits, schools, healthcare system, and residents get back to a more normal way of life by staying home, wearing a mask, and getting tested. Use red to green on social media. And McNair misfires on both. He had been 6 of 10 from the free throw line this year. That's been one of the improved areas for the Aggies from last year to this year is free throw shooting. Now they're shooting 73% this season. Evan Cole is back in for UVU after getting teed up following a dunk a little bit ago.
It looks like the Aggies in a maybe a one. Is it a 1-3-1, Adam?
Looks like it. Long three for Woodbury, and that's way off. Not too surprising because Utah Valley has struggled from the arc this year, and they don't shoot a lot of threes. Gilliard gets Woodbury in the air. In the corner for Henry. He connects.
Well, that's the new and improved Evan Gilliard right there. A couple of years ago in El Paso, he would have put that up and tried to get a foul. That was a beautiful pass. I'm so impressed with how much he's improved because everyone in America knows he can score. He averaged 28 a game in maybe Chicago's toughest league at Simeon High School. But boy, he just keeps getting better and better, Evan Gilliard.
Foul is called on the Aggies. It goes on Wilfred Lakai. The Aggies shot 32 threes last Saturday, which was a new season high. They've shot a lot of threes this year, but they are shooting 30%. McClanahan will trigger in for UVU. Gets it in for Evan Cole. Right-handed hook is no good. Tip in no good. Down low for Fuller, and it's grabbed by the Aggies and Lakai. Here's Kalen Williams, who just checked in. The Aggies reverse it to Henry, trying to build on their 4-point advantage. C.J. Roberts to McNair on the wing. Now you kind of have to get out on him. You know that he might shoot it out there. Henry again. That one is a little bit too strong. McNair can't get to it. And it goes to Utah Valley.
I like that what Will McNair just did. Just went out. He's going after everything, which we didn't see him do a year ago. He would have stood and watched it bounce. And McNair's just so much more active now. Big Philly.
You like that nickname, don't you?
I do. I do like that nickname. I think you gave him that, didn't you?
I won't take credit for it. I've heard it. He tried to alter the three, but it's good for Latrey Darthard, a 47% three-point shooter. McNair ahead of the key. Popping out is Roberts, defended by Woodbury. Roberts will reset with 7 to shoot. Gets his way to the elbow. Shot was blocked. It's saved by Cole. Good defense for Utah Valley. Woodbury coming off a career high 27 last Saturday. Makes the shot. Foul is called. and I think they're going to call it a flop on Woodbury.
But
They're going to say Woodbury flop.
Is that a warning then, or what is it?
Yeah, just a warning for Woodbury after he doesn't believe he did so. 15-14 Aggies, 11 and a quarter left. Half one in El Paso. Over UTRGV in 2016, 2017, and Russ, he did a wonderful job with that program. Christian spoke about him a couple weeks ago at his weekly press conference a few days after Lou had passed away, and he said that's always been a tough place to win at. Lou Hill got his players to believe. They won a lot. And you actually remember Lou Hill from his playing days, don't you?
That's right. When I was at UTEP, we tried to recruit him from San Jacinto Junior College, and I remember when I first saw him play, I thought, what's the big deal with this guy? He wasn't very fast, and he couldn't jump very high, but boy, he was the smartest player on the court all the time. Really a smart player. What a tragic loss. What a tragic loss for all the WAC.
And his teams always played hard, didn't they?
Yes. And he was, well, you know, he has that point guard now, that Jason Levy, who would have been that kind of player. Lou Hill wasn't quite as quick as Jason Levy, but that kind of tough, smart point guard.
Jabari Rice misfires from three. Transition three for Darthard. He can really shoot it. His second made triple. He's 47% for the season. A lot of transfers this year for head coach Mark Matson. One of those transfers is Darthard. 12 transfers on the roster. 7 of them, not including Darthard, who came in from McCook, are Division I transfers. And Lakai answers with his second made triple.
Boy, he's got a beautiful shot, and he's got what Lou Henson used to call the high release. You know, he didn't shoot it from his shoulder like I did at him. You know, it's hard to block that shot at 6'9" when he gets it up over his head like that.
Now Darthard's really looking to shoot. Evan Cole can shoot for a big man. Way off on his three and cleared by Rice. Jabari was looking backdoor for Williams, but it wasn't there. Now McCants will hand it off to Kalen Williams. He played some big minutes last weekend in Seattle. Wing to Roberts. Now a deep straightaway three for Rice. Might have been ill-advised, and it's snatched up by Darthard. Low post lob for Fuller, and he scores right around Wilfred Lakai. The 6'9" sophomore, Tim Fuller.
Well, Lakai just a little bit out of position. C.J. Roberts tried to get there, but both of them were just a little bit late.
Four to shoot. Williams has to make something happen, and he travels with it. Turnover number 3 on the Aggies.
Oh. A little wholesale substitution here.
Fardaw's Amac back in for Utah Valley. Now the Aggies going with Gilliard, Tillman, Henry, Rice, and McCants. McCants defends Amac in the high post area. Amac will come out to catch it. Nearly traveled with it. Keeps his pivot foot though. Overton trying to stuff it inside Amac. Somehow he scoops it up, and then he lost it off his shoe. And here comes Evan Gilliard. An extra pass to Johnny McCants. His three is too strong. Henry the offensive rebound.
Wow, great rebound.
The Aggies will stay patient with it. Good ball movement to Tillman. Gets the defender in the air. Doesn't take advantage, but he rims in the long two. Had his toes on the line.
Well, if he can do that consistently, that would certainly open up a new offensive front for the Aggies.
7 now for Donnie Tillman. A lob goes to Evan Cole. He jams it again. He had one earlier. He was teed up by his first jam, and this one just as thunderous.
No outburst after this one, but boy, he's pretty smart about sneaking around back there and getting himself open.
Tillman, this one is a 3. Offensive rebound for McCants, and the Aggies will reset with a fresh 20. Now Tillman posting up on Cole. Backdoor to Rice. Good cut away from the ball by Jabari.
Yeah, beautiful pass by Donnie Tillman.
Jabari Rice does so many things well, and that is one of them. Moving without the basketball, and he finds his way to a deuce. Aggies double team Cole. Around the horn it goes to Overton. Pull-up jumper for him splashes through. 9 for J.J. Overton.
Well, the Aggies are going to have to pick up the intensity on the perimeter defense in particular, I think. This is something we didn't think we would see tonight, that the Aggies would get hurt on the perimeter.
Spin move for Tillman. Can't score around Fardaw's Amac. Amac now with 4 rebounds. He averages almost 16 a game.
Well, it looks a little bit different for Donnie Tillman when it's Amac is inside there. Boy, he's an intimidating presence.
Long skip out goes to Darthard, who made 2 threes earlier. 10 to shoot for Utah Valley. McClanahan calls off Amac. Dumps it off to Cole, who leans into Rice, and that's offensive. Lowering the shoulder on the Georgia Tech transfer, Evan Cole. Utah Valley ahead by 3 in El Paso. Adam Young along with Russ Bradford. It's Utah Valley ahead by 3. 6 and change left here in the first half. Utah Valley Rush shooting 61% from the field, which it's above their season percentage, but they're shooting 50% for the season. They like to get in the paint, and they score a lot in the paint.
Yes, and that's a surprise for me so far tonight, just because Chris Jantz's team is such a whirlwind defensively usually. Now they've been on the attack offensively, and they've done a good job there, but they're going to have to shut down the Wolverines here.
The Aggies looking to play better on a Friday. They played well on Saturdays in conference play, but have struggled for whatever reason to start a weekend. Clayton Henry now 1 for 4 from 3. Amac with 5 rebounds for Utah Valley. McClanahan, high post for Amac. Aggies ready for the backdoor pass in case Overton went there. Instead, he shoots a foul line jumper. And already, J.J. Overton is in double figures with 11.
Well, the only good news there for the Aggies is he won't be around next year. He's a senior. Well, I guess maybe he could get the COVID exception, but uh-oh.
Ball is loose. Diving on the hardwood is McCants. We get a tie-up. And possession will stay with the Aggies.
Well, this is why Oñate High School's Johnny McCants is so rare for a big guy. He dove right. I thought he's going to crack heads with the guy on the ground there. Watch him dive. It's hard to get post players to get on the floor the way McCants does, and he'll do everything. He'll block a shot. He'll take a charge. But that could have been a season-injuring. He could have wound up with 20 stitches from that. He's fearless.
And he wants to win, right?
Yes, that's a shorter way of saying thank you.
Here's McCants trying to barrel his way to the rim. He lost the handle, saved by Amac. Overton driving a pitch out for McClanahan. Fuller looking high-low. Now he cuts, and the pass is deflected, taken by McCants. Good save right to Tillman. Evan Gilliard has not attempted a field goal yet. Donnie Tillman to the rim. He missed the floater, and Amac has a backside rebound for number 6. Overton dribble drive, and he will shoot 2 free throws.
Well,
Last year, Rush, J.J. Overton only averaged 7 points per game. He is clearly much improved.
Yes, he's quick off the dribble, and it's hard to remember he's left-handed because his right hand is so good. And I think he started off at Cal Fullerton, I think. Is that right?
He was at Saddleback College right before coming to Utah Valley. He has scored 20+ 3 times this season.
Well, he's got 5 baskets on 5 shots. He's been pretty productive.
And what the Aggies want to do is force Overton into shots from beyond the arc. He hasn't attempted a three-pointer yet, but he's made some long twos. He's made a couple of mid-range jumpers. But he's really, really good when he gets around the rim. That's where he does his most damage. Gilliard hands it off to Henry. The Aggies only shooting 41%, 3 for 11 from 3. Picking a pop from McCants. Amack in the air. McCants lost it, got it back. Did not hit the rim. It would have been a shot clock violation, but Utah Valley grabs the rebound.
Well, Johnny had him up in the air there. I thought maybe he could just draw the foul. Look at that. A good battle by McCants.
He's fighting for turf, as you would say, with Amack down low.
Yes, it's he's trying to gain ground, but he's giving away a few inches. He's not giving away any heart. And they're about even on beard. They're about even on beard length. But yes, great to see. Now we'll see Will McNair try his hand with Amack here.
Amack hasn't scored yet, but he has grabbed a half dozen rebounds. Long 2 contested for Trey Woodbury. Wiped off the glass by Tillman. Scoreless drought, almost 4 minutes for the Aggies. Ball screen from McNair. Roberts in the corner to Henry. That's a good look on a step-in 3. And Henry struggling, 1 of 5 from distance.
Yeah, he normally makes those.
Steal for Gilliard, then he's tripped up. Roberts ahead for Tillman. Reverse layup is blown by Tillman. Probably could have gone on the right side of the rim.
Well, it takes the wind out of your sails a little bit.
Amack had it poked again, but he gets it back. Extra pass, corner 3 for Overton. His first three-point try. Amack the rebound, he glides in and he scores his first deuce.
Well, and Chris Jans doesn't like that any better than I do.
Chris Jans is furious. Scoreless drought, 4 minutes, 33 seconds for the Aggies. They trail by 7. First of 2 games in 24 hours, and Mark Madsen and the Wolverines lead by 7. This is quite the offensive funk right now for Chris Jans and the Aggies, Russ.
Well, that's right, and you know, maybe I've been too hard on them on their defense, because when you're not scoring, everything seems to go badly. And but I credit that with Mark Madsen's Utah Valley defense. They've come out really well prepared.
Hard move to the rim by C.J. Roberts, and he's fouled by Amack. That's number 2 on him.
Now that could
play a big role.
Yeah, let's see. I wonder if they'll leave him in. Yep, looks like they're going to leave him in.
We were talking about this off the air earlier. I would assume that a big reason why a guy like Amack and a guy like Evan Cole would come to Utah Valley is so they could learn under Mark Madsen, who was such a good big man when he was a player.
I think that's an interesting concept. I mean, you could say the same about Mark Pope, although, you know, Dick Hunsaker was great at developing big guys as well. In my experience, Adam, you know, when Mark Madsen was in the NBA, a lot of these guys weren't born yet.
That's true.
And I think kids often don't have, I hate to say this, I'm an English teacher. I should be critical of their punctuation, but oftentimes kids don't have a great sense of history. I remember, you know, that many of them weren't aware of Lou Henson's career. And now if you're a Chicago kid or an Illinois kid, you were. But I think that's a good question. We'll ask Amack when we get a chance sometime.
Evan Cole submarined in between 3 defenders for the Aggies, and a foul is called. He's fierce underneath. He is very, very aggressive.
Cole is tough. Nice pass by Trey Woodbury.
That foul went on Will McNair. First free throw is good for Evan Cole, only a 59% free throw shooter. Utah Valley as a team, they only shoot 63%, which is worst in the WAC. It's 1 out of 2, and Jabari Rice grabs his second rebound tonight. Need to find some rhythm offensively for the Aggies right now. We should note again, Evan Gilliard still hasn't attempted a field goal. Wilfred Lakai has nailed 3 threes though.
Yep. And it's possible with the Aggies not shooting well. Maybe Gilliard needs to go back to a little bit back to the scorer's mode that he did so well at Simeon High School in Chicago.
Mayan Kier is in for the first time for the Aggies late in half one. His first action of the game. Intercepted by Rice. The trailer is Roberts. Finger roll and one for C.J. Roberts.
Well, I was worried that Mayan Kier was going to hit that while it was in the rim. He pulled back just at the right time. Great defensive pressure by the Aggies. Watch him force this turnover here. A nice look by Jabari.
Roberts will shoot 1 free throw, 1 for 2 tonight. He's been a big spark plug off the Aggie bench in a handful of games this year. Young man from the Fort Worth area, North Richland Hills, Texas, transfer from Ranger College. Free throws no good, and Overton will push. No numbers though. Overton from the baseline, contested jumper, 13 for J.J. Overton, 6 of 7 shooting.
This is quite a display by J.J. Overton. Now we didn't see. He's really come into his own here.
Gilliard almost gets Fuller in the air. There's his first field goal try. It's a miss on a floater. And Fuller clears for UVU. The Aggie offense just hasn't been in sync. The Wolverines offense, meanwhile, has been pretty good at times, and that's an offensive foul on Jaden McClanahan, transfer from Independence Community College.
Nice job by Evan Gilliard.
Blaze Neal checks in for McClanahan for Mark Madsen. Two-possession game as we hit 1 minute left here in half one. Wilfred Lakai leading the Aggies in this half with 9 on 3 triples. He's in the right corner right now. Wing to Roberts. Rice with the timer down to 4. Has to rush a 3. It's a brick. Backside, there's Evan Cole for UVU. It's been a quiet first half for Trey Woodbury, who scored a career-high 27 last time out. But it's been all J.J. Overton. Works his way to the rim again. And that's probably going to be a shooting foul. It looks that way. It's on Evan Gilliard. Yep. J.J. Overton will shoot 2, and he's a handful here in the first half.
He has really taken over on the offensive end here. It's quite a display by him. He's got 6 baskets in the half.
He showed some flashes last year, and he showed some flashes against the Aggies, in particular in the final meeting in mid-February last year at the Pan Am Center, but nothing like this. I mean, he wasn't scoring like he's scoring this year. He's averaging 17 a game. Here's Asa McCord, who's in for the first time tonight for Utah Valley.
Well, the worst part with Overton is, you know, he wasn't one of my keys to the game. I knew he was a leading scorer, but I didn't think he was going to cause this many problems for the Aggies.
He might be one of the keys tomorrow, though.
Well, thank you.
Get a head start.
If I can keep my job after tonight's keys to the game.
Shot clock is off. Gilliard has 5 seconds. Rice from the corner, big shot. It's no good. Rice gets the rebound, can't stick it in, but he's going to shoot 2 free throws.
Well, that helps a little bit if Jabari can cut it to 3.
So the Aggies can finish the half on a high note. I think they're going to double check to make sure that Rice did get the shot off, which it appeared he did. So we will not head to break yet. It looks like Jabari Rice will shoot a pair of free throws before the halftime break. And now the question will also be, will they have any time on the clock? Right now it says zeros. I guess they're not going to add any time. Rice has always shot it well for the free throw line. 80%, 5th in the WAC. And he made both. And that will take us to break. So they will not put any time on the clock. 33-30 the halftime score. Halftime activities coming your way next from Eastwood High School in El Paso. "50 miles away from the Aggies campus, down Interstate 10 here in El Paso. And we've said it numerous times, what a venue this is. This does not look like a high school gym.
No, and of course their coach, Pete Morales, was a key walk-on for the Aggies back in the 90s. There's just all kinds of history here in this gym, too. They've got a state championship, and longtime coach Bobby Leslie, who was Don Haskins' first recruit.
A hand-checked foul called on Jabari Rice. He's trying to defend the red-hot J.J. Overton. That's the second personal on Jabari, and he's looking for an explanation from the official, Larry Spalding. Chris Jans disagrees with the call. Trey Woodbury will trigger in. That's one of the bright spots for the Aggies defensively in that first half, as they held Woodbury to just 2. And Fardaws Amack, who only had 2 in the first half, he travels. Turnover number 11 on the Wolverines. Let's see if the Aggies can find an offensive rhythm and shoot the ball better from the arc in the final 20. Johnny McCants had some foul issues in the first half with 2 personals. Hard move to the rim, blocked away by Overton on the try by Rice. Overton is ultra athletic on both ends of the floor. Evan Cole, a fadeaway jumper, barely grazed the rim, and it bounces out to Rice, ahead for Gilliard. Henry struggled from 3 in the first 20. Down the lane is McCants, and there's a jackhammer.
Well, that's the Johnny McCants we've come to know and love, and we've wondered. There's times this year where he looks tired to me. I think he's, playing more minutes than he ever has before, and it's just been such a strange season. But that's what we've come to expect from Johnny McCants.
And Jabari Rice just picked up his 3rd, about 25 feet away from the rim. Chris Jans had his hands on his head, saying, "What are you doing?" We know what Johnny McCants was doing on the other end. A big finish for Johnny, but now Jabari Rice is going to have to sit for a while, Russ.
Well, that'll be the big decision that Chris Jans has to make, is when to go back with Jabari Rice.
C.J. Roberts, the first off the bench in this half. He defends Woodbury, who circles into the key. Floater is good, but they're going to wave it off. An offensive foul on Woodbury. Charges drawn by Johnny McCants. And we're used to seeing him do that as well.
Well, that's right. He's got such a great all-around game. A lot of big guys would have gone for the block here, but and he wasn't inside the little circle there.
That's foul number 2 on Woodbury. The only player in either team with more than 2 is Rice, who's on the Aggie bench. Here's Roberts with 9 to shoot. Long 2 for C.J. Roberts, and it's a brick. Rebound number 10 already for Fardaz Amack, who averages a nation's best 15.5 rebounds per game. Not a whole lot of movement here offensively for the Wolverines. Woodbury attacks and he banks it in. Only 4 though for Woodbury, who averages 17 a game. Evan Gilliard still looking for his first made field goal. He bounces it outside Tillman. That's a 2-pointer. Toes in the line for Donnie Tillman.
Well, Gilliard seems determined to keep running the team and stick with the offense and not get too far from shore.
Evan Cole lost it off his foot. Still recovers, and there's Overton with a 2-handed slam on the finish.
Wow, Overton is this. Well, he really came to play. I owe him an apology for not having him be one of the keys to the game.
Chris Jan said this week at his weekly press conference, he said 2 guys in particular, Overton and Woodbury, as Gilliard counters with a triple. Those 2 guys are much improved. They do not look like the same players they were a season ago. Both guys average in single figures last year. Both guys average in double figures now as C.J. Roberts draws the charge.
Well, that's where C.J. Roberts' great quickness. Like most guys, if we do get to see that again, he would have had to go quite a distance to get back to Woodbury. But he left Woodbury. It was a bit of a gamble, but he left Woodbury to take the charge.
Substitution.
Wilfred Lakai comes in off the Aggie bench. He had a great first half. 8 points off the bench. And Lakai only averaging 4 points per game in his previous 4. So his scoring output has been down. It's been a good floor game for Gilliard, even though he hasn't scored much. He's made good decisions with the ball. Bounces outside to Tillman. Roberts, a step back 3. That's good. C.J. Roberts, they're going to call that one a 2 as well. The Aggies have been on the line a bunch.
Well, pretty good athleticism by C.J. Roberts on that step back. Look at Gilliard try to hassle the ball handler, though.
This is just our second lead change of the game. Kneeled to the elbow for Cole, who leans in. Gentle finish. And 1 for Cole. The foul is on Lakai. And the transfer from Georgia Tech will shoot 1 free throw when we come back from break. Wolverines ahead by 1 in El Paso. Adam Young and Russ Bradford on hand. Tonight's game is presented by Nusenda Credit Union, a proud supporter of Aggie Athletics. Get in the game with a New Mexico-themed credit card, debit card, or checks from New Mexico's locally owned and locally operated credit union. Learn more at nusenda.org. Evan Cole trying to find his way in double figures. He averages 11 per game. Came over to Utah Valley after 69 career games at Georgia Tech. He is one of 7 Division I transfers for Mark Madsen. That's a lot, Russ.
That is a lot. 2 of them from the great state of Georgia.
12 transfers in total for Mark Madsen this year. Evan Gilliard is bumped on his way to the rim. He's only scored 4, Russ, but it's been a good floor game for Evan. 3 helpers, no turnovers in 21 minutes. He's making good decisions.
No, that's right, and it's up to the rest of the Aggies now to pick it up. I wouldn't be surprised to see him shoot the ball a little bit more this half.
Curling is Henry. Back outside to Roberts, looking for Gilliard, who will reset. Under 10 to shoot for C.J. Roberts. Off-balance floater is no good, and Amac clears for rebound number 11. Long outlet to Darthard. Running the floor is Evan Cole, his third slam tonight.
Well, that is not a good set. That's something I don't think I've ever seen that with a Chris Jan's team, where they just fail to get back after a miss that badly.
Evan Cole might be 6'10", 230, but he runs the floor very well for a big man. Reverse layup is blocked. That was only the third field goal try tonight for Evan Gilliard. Contested jumper for Woodbury. Missed it shallow. No numbers. Roberts will attack anyway. Finger roll no good. The only Aggie rebounder is Lakai, and he sticks it in.
Well, good hustle by Lakai, and C.J. Roberts couldn't get it to go down, but I like his, the mentality. He's trying to attack. Aggies pull within one.
The Aggies in a zone defense. NBA range 3 for Woodbury. That's what the Aggies want to force Utah Valley into. They do not shoot it well from the arc. They are now 2 for 8. And we get a foul on the rebound away from the ball.
Substitution for the Aggies, in for Donnie Tillman. Sub for the Wolverines, number 5.
Foul is called on Henry, number 2. And that's a situation right there on that replay, Russ, where Lakai was the only Aggie anywhere near the ball. And he was the one who was able to grab the miss and put it back in. Evan Cole had it poked away. Grabbed by Woodbury on the save. Overton, wide open threes. Not a great shooter, though, and he breaks the triple.
Well, he's done everything else tonight. I thought he'd make that one, too.
He's good in the mid-range, but he's only attempted 16 threes. McCants can shoot it from the arc, and he connects on 3.
Well, big shot by Johnny McCants. You can see the Aggie bench come alive.
43-41 Aggies. Pull-up jumper for Woodbury. He's missed short a ton in this game. Gilliard gets 2 ball screens from Roberts and McCants. Aggies are in possession ahead by a pair. Roberts on the dribble drive, and he's fouled. He has been extra aggressive tonight after only playing 4 minutes last Saturday at Seattle.
Yeah, he's plenty quick and he's strong. Watch him move the shoulder down, and Fuller's wondering. I think he bumped him before the shot, but
Roberts has already attempted 3 free throws in the game. He's 1 for 3. He's 6 for 12 this year, which is unusual for him. He was 80% in his 2 seasons at the JUCO level. And for whatever reason, some charity line struggles for Roberts in his first year at Division I. Splits the pair. Largest lead for the Aggies in the game was 8 when they led 8-0 to start the game. They lead by 3 right now. Almost a 10-second call on Utah Valley.
Well, Aggies with a little zone pressure there, trying to keep rabbiting the pace.
They've switched up their defenses a few times.
Yeah.
They're going to double team Cole in the corner, and he tosses it nearly into his bench. It's saved by Overton. Darthard with 1 on the timer misses the teardrop.
Well, that would have been a big break for Utah Valley. As it is, Aggies, you can just feel the momentum shift a little bit here.
Step back 3 for Gilliard. Missed it shallow. Henry fighting for the rebound. And he forces the Wolverines into a foul on the rebound. And it goes on J.J. Overton. And he might have been injured on the rebound. Yeah, he's holding his hand, and he's getting tended to right now.
Well, that might be the only way. Looks, he might have dislocated a finger. That might be the only way the Aggies can slow down J.J. Overton. You hate to see a guy get hurt.
That's exactly what I thought, maybe too, Russ. His dislocated finger.
He seems to be in a lot of pain there.
Lakai, a three. Trying to foul with a miss, and he collides with Latrey Darthard. Can you deal with that, though, if you're a coach? A guy's following his miss, an aggressive foul?
No, that's one where you stand up and cheer. He's going after the ball, as we saw Will McNair do when it went all the way to the corner in the first half.
Overton is still in pain on the Utah Valley bench.
I wonder if it came out of, if it popped out of socket there, just the way he's bouncing around. Here's the zone pressure again.
Woodbury dishes it off to Evan Cole. 10 to shoot. Bounce pass goes to McClanahan. Offensive rebound for Cole, and he's fouled by Henry.
Boy, he is tough underneath there, Adam. In case you thought Amac was tough, Cole is darn good under there.
Already 11 for the Georgia Tech transfer, Evan Cole. He will shoot 2 free throws when we come back. The grad transfer route, Russ, which is the case here for Cole, that is becoming the norm right now around college basketball.
And well, it's good to see guys graduate. Uh-oh, CJ got poked in the eye.
In a lot of these cases, too, the guys will graduate early and then they'll go somewhere else and get a master's and still only go for 5 years or so in school.
Well, I'll have to weigh in on that. It's a bit of a misconception. I don't think everybody's getting into graduate school. I think they're just taking classes. Now that I teach in a graduate program, I think I understand that a little better. But it's hard to, it's hard to fault the players for wanting to. I know that, for example, with Amac, he's playing, he's playing infinitely more. If he'd have stayed, and maybe if Evan Cole had stayed at Georgia Tech, he wouldn't be playing this many minutes and having as much fun. There's a veteran official, Larry Spalding. He looks younger every year.
He does.
That's starting to annoy me a little bit.
Brent Moe and Brad Gaston, the other two veteran crew tonight in El Paso. Some token pressure here for Utah Valley in the three-quarter court.
Just giving the Aggies a taste of their own medicine, but it didn't bother the Aggies too much. But now when they attack, there's 15 seconds on the shot clock. They've got to get going pretty quickly now.
Step through move there for Kalen Williams. I don't think Johnny McCants was ready for a pass. Williams fighting for it, and we'll get a kick. And the Aggies will benefit from this. Ball was kicked by Utah Valley.
Is it a reset? Oh, back to 20, is it?
Yeah, Johnny McCants was ready for it, Russ. Williams triggers in to McCants. Open three for C.J. Roberts. It's been a good half for him. NM State still struggling, though, from the arc. 5 for 19, which is 26%. Fardaws Amac has only scored 2 points. He's grabbed 11 rebounds, though. Trey Woodbury. Tough day shooting for him. 2 for 7 from the field. Shoots it with 1 off the back rim. And Kalen Williams,
wow, went up,
skies for the rebound.
Yeah, he went up over Amac to get that.
He's listed 6'2", which might be a little generous. Here's Williams right here. Attacks the rim, lays it in. No continuation, though. Larry Spalding says wave it off. How about that, though? That's a pretty good sequence there for Kalen Williams.
Yeah, for the Western Nebraska transfer, he's playing with a new confidence here, and it's at exactly the right time. The Aggies can really use him.
he's one of those young JUCO transfers that only spent 1 year at a JUCO and now has 3 years remaining. Donnie Tillman is fouled on his way to the rim. It's a similar situation to Sean Buchanan. When Sean came to the Aggies, he had 3 years left after transferring in from a JUCO, and Kalen Williams, same scenario.
Yes. Yeah, Sean Williams was one of those rare, we talk about him a lot, I guess, but, you know, he's one of those guys, I learned from him, you know. I think he taught all of us, you know, how important unselfishness was and team play and hard work.
The Aggies already in the bonus, and Tillman misses the free throw. Wolverines trying to snap a 6-0 Aggie run. The scoring drought for Utah Valley is nearing 3 minutes. McClanahan, hard move to the rim, and he scores right over Donnie Tillman. Transfer from Independence Community College. McClanahan from California. Williams goes away from the ball screen. A pitch out to C.J. Roberts. A step-in triple.
Well, that's Kalen Williams. You know, Kalen Williams has come in and had a huge impact here. He's been able to penetrate into the defense, make the right decision. Now look at him defend here.
I'm with you, Russ. This is a new confidence for Kalen Williams, and then McClanahan got by him and lays it in.
I spoke too soon, as is often the case.
The confidence is noticeable, though, right now for Kalen Williams, who played more minutes last weekend after not playing a lot 2 weeks ago here in this building against CBU. A lot of confidence right now for C.J. Roberts as well. Dribble drive for Roberts. Missed it. And it's off the foot of Clayton Henry. You posed a question earlier, said, how long can Christians allow Jabari Rice to be on the bench? And here he comes right now.
Well, this is the big key. And let's remember, it's right about the 9-minute mark. And, you know, for Chris Jans, as intense as Chris Jans is, it's always a chess game for him. That's what I think is so unusual about him, is he's a deep thinker, but highly intense. You're not giving him coffee when you meet with him, are you?
I am not.
All right, good.
I am not. Rice has only played 15 minutes because of 3 personals. Picked up number 3 early on in the half. Amac jumps to pass. Overton, a turnaround jumper. 18 now for J.J. Overton.
I think that's a bad idea to double team Amac that far from the, you know, he's not going to score from there anyway. I think that was an ill-advised double team by the Aggies.
McCants applies a ball screen. Good ball movement to Jabari Rice. Back to Kalen Williams. 7 to shoot. Roberts has to hurry. Throws up a shot. Gets rim. And Amac gets rebound number 12. Roberts a steal in the backcourt. Then he's stripped away by McClanahan. Open 3 for Rice. Offensive rebound for Williams.
Well, I thought he could just throw it right back to Jabari.
Straight away 3 for McCant, and that's shallow. And Donnie Tillman whistled for a foul, and Chris Jans was jumping on the Aggie bench.
I thought he was just out of bounds. I didn't think he fouled, but wow, great intensity from the Aggies. You got a little bit wild and woolly there and the score is tied.
We're tied at 47, 7:43 left in half 2. Chris Jans and the Aggies fighting, clawing, scratching, trying to find a way to get their first Friday conference win. They're 0-3 in Friday conference games this year, and right now they're in a battle, Russ, here with Utah Valley.
That's right, and it's a Utah Valley team that's playing with great confidence and great poise, and with the leading rebounder in the nation with Amac. But the Aggies have it's been a little bit messy at times, but it hasn't been through lack of effort. C.J. Roberts and Kalen Williams and Gilliard, the 3 going with a small 3-guard lineup right now. Let's see if it pays off.
Amac's free throw is left short. Tillman grabs the rebound. Mark Madsen thought a foul should have been called on the rebound on either Tillman or McCants. Pass is deflected, then grabbed by Johnny McCants. C.J. Roberts has played 23 minutes off the Aggie bench. Good things are happening right now with C.J. in the game. Gilliard picks up his dribble. Under 10 to shoot again for the Aggies. Gilliard to the rim. Trying a fancy finish, and it slips off. Woodbury on a tough shooting night. Fumbles on his way to the rim, and he's fouled. He will shoot 1 and 1. Bonus the rest of the way for the Aggies and the Wolverines.
Well, it'll be interesting. It's too early to think about tomorrow's game, but I wonder if with Woodbury, sometimes a guy gets just a little bit, he's got sort of airplane legs, and maybe he'll be more effective tomorrow. He looks tired today.
First free throw attempt for Woodbury. He's attempted 21 in his previous 3 games. He's 77%, 6th best in the WAC. That foul was on Johnny McCants. 3 now on McCants. 3 on Rice as well. And the Wolverines go ahead by a pair. The Aggies break the press again. Aggies trailed by 4 at the break. Initially it was 3, then they changed a first half 3-pointer for Lakai to a 2-pointer, so the Aggies trailed by 4 at the break. And it's been back and forth in this half, and the Aggies regain the advantage on a Jabari Rice triple.
Well, bad decision by Utah Valley, running away from Jabari Rice when he had the ball. But that zone pressure is causing problems. Not that they're going to steal the ball, but the Aggies get down into attack mode, and there's only 15 seconds left.
Reverse layup for Jaden McClanahan.
Boy, the Aggies have had trouble controlling dribblers all night, though.
A lot of pressure from McClanahan defending Roberts. The offense very deliberate right now for the Aggies. Tillman in the lane with a left-handed finish.
Nice left hand by Donnie Tillman.
(52-51) Aggies. McClanahan again. Amack trying to put back, and he's fouled trying to put it back in.
Boy, he's so strong, and he's got the long arms, and he's just right at the right spot.
Foul New Mexico State, number 2, Donnie Tillman, his 3rd, 19th.
Good left hand by Donnie Tillman.
Amack missed his lone free throw try earlier. Redshirt sophomore, 6'11", 245 from Vancouver, British Columbia. Began his career at Mercer, and his career has taken off since he's joined Mark Matson's program. He's almost averaging 16 and 16, and his rebounding number tonight, as you can see right there, is at 14, which is below his average, believe it or not.
And it puts him up there with some pretty elite company, Paul Millsaps and long time, Blake Griffin. It's unbelievable what he's been able to. He's got to be the most improved player in America.
He only averaged 5 points per game and 5 rebounds per game and 15 minutes per game at Mercer in his freshman season there. Spin move for C.J. Roberts, and the Aggies break the tie again, and a player is down again for Utah Valley. Looks like Overton.
That might be an ankle that time. He's played such a great game. Yeah, I think it's an ankle.
Physically, it's been a hard half for Overton, who might have dislocated his finger earlier, did something to his hand finger area. He's played one of his best games of the season. He might have just landed awkwardly there, Russ. And sometimes, too, players will just kind of get freaked out.
Yeah, we talked about
happens.
that. Yeah, it seemed like last time someone had, was it Jabari maybe that had sort of the ankle scare.
18 points in the game for J.J. Overton, 8 of 10 from the field. It's been one of his most efficient games of the season. And he's going to need some help going off from his training staff.
Yeah, he's not putting any weight on it. Well, it was a zone. It was a zone. Just got tangled up.
Well, you hope it's only a sprain for J.J. Overton and could potentially come back in the game tonight, and if not tonight, tomorrow. Just an awkward landing, and now Utah Valley is down 2 and without their top scorer, both in the game and for the season. The only other Wolverine in double figures is Evan Cole, who has 11. He'll set the ball screen for McClanahan. Darthur down low to Amack. Outside for Woodbury, who struggled with his shot, and now he gives Utah Valley the advantage.
Well, that time the Aggies double-teamed Amack, but he was at 2 feet away, a little bit different. But it's going to be a tough decision if you're going to leave Woodbury open.
C.J. Roberts aggressive again. He just looks to attack when he has the ball in his hand.
Yeah, he's playing with a lot of confidence tonight.
Still 1-1 for the Aggies, not 2 shots yet. Remember, C.J. Roberts was a 4-star. He was a top 100 high school recruit out of North Richland Hills, Texas. Spent time at a couple of JUCOs. Originally went to Missouri, where he redshirted and then left Missouri to go to a junior college. Went to Broward College, then went to Ranger, also had a stint at Texas Tech. The talent is there, there's no doubt about it.
Well, he seems to have found a home in, well, I was going to say Las Cruces. He seems to have found a home on the east side of El Paso tonight.
Well played.
Yep, I almost said Las Cruces.
Substitution.
13 points in 26 minutes for C.J. Roberts, and he gets a well-deserved breather, and Henry comes in for him. So the Aggies are going with Henry, Tillman, McCants, Rice, and Gilliard with this 3-quarter court pressure. Woodbury slides across midcourt. Evan Cole was left open. Woodbury turns the corner to a streaking Cole, and there's his 4th jam. This one one-handed.
Boy, the Aggies have really had trouble cutting off any kind of penetration to the basket at just about every level.
Wolverines drop into a zone. High post, Rice, backdoor, Johnny McCants.
Well, take that, Evan Cole. No, Cole has been, I'm really impressed with Cole. But maybe that can get the momentum going back to the Aggies here.
Cross-court pass to Woodbury. Long 2 on a step back. Tillman crashing, and it goes out of bounds. They're going to say it was touched by Amack. And we have a dandy for you in El Paso. It's the Aggies by 1. Final 4 minutes after this. And we have an exciting final 3:49 straight ahead. This has been a back-and-forth half too, Russ.
Yes, and it's it's great to watch if you're a fan. It's a little nerve-wracking for the color analyst, but it's been a great effort by both teams, and under trying circumstances for everybody.
C.J. Roberts has scored 10 of his 13 for the Aggies in half 2. He's on the bench right now. It's Gilliard, Henry, Rice, McCants, and Tillman for Chris Jans' squad, looking for their 3rd win in their previous 4 games. Trying to figure out this zone. High post, McCants, backdoor. The baseline's open again. Tillman doesn't take advantage, though. Under 10 to shoot. Rice is bumped, no call. Jabari can't believe it. Cole's out of the backcourt. It was nearly poked away by McCants, who had to be careful and not pick up his 4th personal.
And maybe that's the idea behind the double team, is to take a little pressure off McCants.
Amack nearly steps on the end line. Long 3 again for Woodbury. He's only 3 for 11 from field. but he makes that three.
Remember when you said, though, a lot of his misses were short, and I wondered if he was just tired, but I think he was just getting warmed up. Or just getting a good sweat going. Now here's Utah Valley in a 1-3-1. It's already confusing the Aggies.
Gilliard for three. That one misses short. Wolverines are in possession, ahead by 2. And a foul is called as McClanahan penetrates towards the rim. Foul is on Evan Gilliard. It does not look like J.J. Overton will return today. Looks like he might even have some ice on his right ankle area on the training table for Utah Valley. That is only the 8th free throw try this year for Jaden McClanahan, who only played 6 minutes last Saturday in a loss against Dixie State. Pinball's off the second. One possession game. Evan Coles at the head of the zone with a lot of length, using his 6'10" frame. Rice floats it to the baseline for Henry. McCants open as Rice for the tie. No good. Missed it wide left. McCants the offensive rebound. Gilliard for the tie. Nope. That one is no good. Tillman the offensive rebound. The Aggies have had 2 looks at it. Gilliard to McCants. A third try. That one is way short. And it's grabbed by Amac.
Well, that's Amac's first bouncing rebound 25 feet from the basket. But Aggies had 3 3-point looks there.
And from 3 of their better shooters as well. Woodbury and 1. And that is a big play for Trey Woodbury in Utah Valley.
Well, Woodbury's taken over here in the last few minutes. He does look a little tired, but boy, he's gutsy. Pretty good body control there, huh?
Mm-hmm. Athletic, 6'4" guard from Vegas, a transfer from UNLV. Just like C.J. Roberts, he's also a former 4-star, was a top 100 high school recruit. Woodbury trying to make this a 6-point game. And he does so. And a timeout is called by Utah Valley. This is the first called timeout in this half, so this one will turn into the media. 63-58 Utah Valley, 1:19 left in El Paso. Utah Valley trailed by 1, and now they lead by 6. The score is actually 64-58, 64-58 Utah Valley with 1:19 left here in half number 2. This is a 7-0 run in the previous 141, so now the Aggies are well behind the 8 ball here, Russ.
Yes, it's going to take all the Aggies have here. Now, I was there when the Aggies were on the bench with Lou Henson. Aggies were down 11 with 70 seconds to go at UTEP and still won. So it's not impossible, but we had Billy Keys and Brad Bester. Oh.
Evan Gilliard will shoot 2 free throws. So the Aggies choosing to be aggressive and go towards the rim as opposed to forcing up a 3-pointer. Still a lot of time left. You can still chip away. This will be a shooting foul, so Evan Gilliard will shoot 2. Free throw is good for Gilliard. Wolverines 64, Aggies 59, 1:07 left. Henry comes in for Tillman. Second free throw for Gilliard, and it's a 4-point game. 64-60, 1:07 left in half two. Wolverines get it in for Evan Cole.
Oh,
Woodbury nearly traveled within the backcourt. Amack put it on the deck. And a reach-in foul is called on Roberts. Amack's probably the one you want to foul if you're the Aggies. He has not been a good free throw shooter this year, and he's 1 for 3 tonight.
well, more important is he's less likely to grab the rebound if he misses a free throw. But we'll see here. Looked like there was nearly a turnover there.
Wolverines are shooting 2 the rest of the way.
Well, he was cool as could be there.
The Aggies in danger of going to 0-4 in Conference Friday games. They trail by 5 points, under a minute left, and Chris Jans will call a timeout. 53 seconds left, 65-60. The big possession in this game, Russ, it seemed like it was the possession when the Aggies had 3 shots from 3 to tie it and just could not connect on either of them.
Yes, and I wonder maybe if it's easy to second guess them now, but I wonder what Chris Jans is drawing up now, if they're going to go for a 3 on the first one or just take the first good shot they can get.
Now, when you look at the statistics here today, it's kind of an enigma to figure out how the Aggies are even in this game, because they're shooting 37%. Utah Valley shooting 57%. And the Aggies are getting out rebounded 38-30, yet they trail by only 5 points, and they had some opportunities to pull ahead recently.
Yeah, they just haven't shot the ball well. They've only got 4 turnovers compared to 14 Utah Valley turnovers.
Turnover is certainly one of the big differences in this game, but you don't see these shooting numbers very often and then have a 2-possession game like we do.
No, but the Aggies will have to score here, and they'll have to, and at some point they might need a 3, maybe not on this play right here.
Gilliard gets it back from McCants to the rim, bounces off Amack, and one for Gilliard.
An old-fashioned 3-pointer. Pretty brilliant play. This is where I think Chris Jans is as good as anybody in America, is drawing up a quick play on the sidelines. Watch out, it's Gilliard taking it out, and he gets it handed right back to him, and he's much faster, of course, than Amack. Amack tried to get out of the way there.
And the Aggies have refused to settle for 3s here in the recent 30 seconds or so. The Aggies will trap McClanahan. Woodbury, a long pass ahead for Evan Cole, and he jams it to put the Wolverines ahead by 4.
It's not over yet now. Don't panic.
Trailer is Rice. He'll take it to the rim, and he flips it home.
So that was just a little 6-second differential there with the near steal with Evan Cole. Boy, Evan Cole's playing really well, isn't he?
Yeah, Evan Cole here tonight, 15 points, 7 rebounds in 31 minutes. What do you want to see right here defensively if you're Chris Jans?
Well, I think they should be playing for the steal, and I think they would just go ahead and foul Amack if he catches the ball again, but do the zone pressure, play for the steal, and see if they can get the ball back. But there's also a chance if they just play it straight, don't foul, and see if they can get a stop. Then they can get the ball back with they can get the ball back with 7 or 8 seconds to go. Well, what will kill their hopes is if Utah Valley gets an offensive rebound. And of course, with Amack on the floor, there's a distinct possibility of that. If Amack gets the ball back on a missed shot, it'll be over for the Aggies.
Utah Valley only 9 for 20 on free throws. And for the season, they are the worst free throw shooting team in the WAC, 63%. Jarthard throws it away. He was not on the same page as Woodbury. Remember, J.J. Overton, who is very comfortable with the ball, is not in the game.
And now that, Utah Valley could still get the ball back yet again.
Gilliard to the rim, trying to finish with the right hand. Woodbury tracks it down in the corner.
Don't panic now. You just need to stop.
Thrown away, nearly stolen, grabbed by Darthard. Rocky finish for Utah Valley. And before the lob, we get a foul. And Henry almost had a steal at midcourt. If he would have had a steal, he might have had a 3-on-2.
Yeah, and I think Gilliard had the right idea, but he missed, you know, it was a right-handed layup, and he's a left-hander. He wound up missing badly on that one.
Fardaw's Amac is the free throw shooter. He's going to shoot a pair. He's 2 for 5 in the game.
Well, it's a good-looking free throw, though. He's got a nice touch.
Even if he makes this one, Russ, plenty of time for a deuce. Don't have to settle for a 3.
Well, if he makes this one, it won't.
Even if he makes this one, though, you don't have to settle for a 3.
No, well, maybe not, but it's going to be 10. I think they'll go for the 3. I don't know. That's a good. Now you're putting me on the spot. It's not like I'm an ex-coach or anything.
Aggies have struggled from 3, 7 for 28. They have 14 seconds left, so you do have time. And Utah Valley has really struggled from the free throw line, and they've looked shaky in the backcourt as well.
Well, and if I'm Mark Madsen, the last thing you want is if they do get a layup, let them get the layup. Don't foul the guy laying the ball in like we did when, when Evan Gilliard got the old-fashioned three-point play. It'd be interesting to see let's see who the Aggies have in the game. It looks like Clayton Henry. Looks like it is it their best three-point shooting team in the game? I'd say it is.
If you're looking for a 3, Roberts is 1 for 3, Gilliard 1 for 4, Henry 1 for 5, Rice 1 for 7, Lakai 2 for 3, McCants 1 for 5. So really, Wilfred Lakai is the only player who has shot the ball well from 3 in the game.
Well, I wonder if he'll go to Jabari Rice for the last shot of the game, or if he'll use Jabari Rice as a decoy.
So you think if you're Mark Madsen, you give them a 2?
I think you better. I think you better and take your chances on getting fouled and going, walking it down 80 feet. Even though, as you pointed out, this is why I'm not in the business anymore, Adam. It's too nerve-wracking.
The Aggies break huddle with McCants, Gilliard, Rice, Henry, and Roberts.
Now watch Gilliard will get the ball on the run with his left hand. This is his specialty. He doesn't do it very often. We'll watch him. He'll curl around here and off he goes.
He did do it last year against Utah Valley in an Aggie game-winning shot from Jabari Rice. Rice from the corner for the tie. It is no good, but he's fouled.
Wow. Another pretty great play by Chris Jans, where I thought Gilliard was going to go for the three-point shot himself, and they wound up penetrating. We'll watch him find Jabari Rice dead open in the corner here.
Now, Rice last year against Utah Valley baked in a 3 at the Pan Am Center for an Aggie win. He'll try to make all 3 free throws to tie the game with 7 seconds left. This is the man you want at the free throw line. Rice is 80%, 5th in the WAC.
And now will Mark Madsen call timeout, or will he just run it up the court? Yeah.
You still try to make this one if you're Rice, correct?
I think you have to.
Still 7 seconds left.
With the leading rebounder in the nation wearing number 11 in green there, I think you better make it and play for the steal or a quick foul.
3rd free throw try for the young man out of Houston. Missed it. McCants the rebound. C.J. Roberts for the lead. It is no good. Amac the rebound. And the Aggies foul with 2 seconds left.
Wow.
That was a darn good look for C.J. Roberts.
Yeah, as good as you could hope for. It wasn't exactly wide open, but I think Jabari did miss that second one on purpose because he went right after it. Which I would have thought was a mistake, but they were able to get a pretty good look on the three-point shot.
Well, you can't say the Aggies haven't had chances. They've certainly had some three-point chances at this.
No, it's been a heck of a game.
Right now, the clock does read 2.4. We'll see if they look at it, though, to see if there should be more time left. Henry comes in for Tillman. Amac will shoot 2. could potentially seal it with 2 makes. Missed it. Well, if you're looking for a half-court shot, Johnny McCants is your guy, that's for sure.
Well, it's only when it's against Grand Canyon. Yeah, there's just been some great finishes for the Aggies where they've come up on top. Let's see what happens here. Uh-oh.
Mark Madsen a little stunned. He called the timeout, but I think he forgot he called one, or maybe was asking for one if AMAC made the free throw. 3-point lead for the Wolverines.
Now I wonder if Mark Madsen will put AMAC on the ball, guarding the ball with his big 6'11" long-armed frame, just to distract the inbounds man. But he doesn't seem to be telling him that. And Chris Jans will have something up his sleeve, and this will be something he's prepared for here, but no, AMAC will not be guarding the ball.
And it looks as if Utah Valley will not defend the ball.
Yeah, interesting, but they'll be spread out across the 3-point line, I'm sure. Oh, here he comes.
Aggies need a 3 to tie to send us to overtime.
Well, AMAC is going to try and distract Johnny McCants.
And now it's a cat and mouse game. Chris Jans wanted to see their look, and then he calls a timeout of his own. Wait,
are we the cats or the mouse in that
sure.
metaphor?
Who would you go to here, Russ?
Well, I think I would go Clayton Henry, because I think with the long pass, he's more likely to get up in the air and get it. Use Jabari maybe as a decoy, and go with Clayton Henry, who's a jump shooter, can get up, rise up and shoot over people. I think there'll be too much pressure. It won't surprise me if they're double teaming Jabari Rice here.
If you circled Evan Gilliard like you normally do in full court situations, do you think he could get about 30 feet away with 2.4 left?
I don't know if there's well, he's pretty fast now. It's like he's on a motor scooter when he plays, but I wonder, I know what Lou Henson would say. You've got to throw a long pass on this one. And Lou really taught me that, is that you don't want to waste time dribbling it up the court. What I suspect could happen is they'll use Gilliard as a decoy. Well, here comes Wilfred Lakai, another tall 3-point shooter, which I think is a good move by Chris Jans. But I think he's going to go with the long pass. I think it's a mistake to try and dribble it up at this point.
The Aggies have certainly had their chances. A clean look moments ago for C.J. Roberts, couldn't fall in. NM State 7 for 29 from 3, only shooting 38%, yet they're going to have a shot, potentially, to tie the game. And now AMAC will not defend the ball. So there's your cat and mouse game again.
Interesting.
McCants, Gilliard, Lakai, Roberts, and Rice. The Aggies have it intercepted by Cole, and that will do it.
Well, heck of a game.
Utah Valley survives a 69-66 Friday night win for the Wolverines, and the Aggies fall to 0-4 in Friday conference games. The Aggies are now 2-5 in the WAC. Wolverines are now 6-2 in the league. New send-up post-game show comes your way next.